Hey guys, over here for our Castles and Old Buildings in Japan playlist. This is a really common scene in Japan. This would have been the main street of this little machi, this little town, this little area would have been the main street in the past. And then as cars have become common and shopping centres have become common, this is no longer the main street of this area. So it's really common. You come across this all the time. Sometimes the shops will survive, like this one, which is obviously a really old building, but it is still operating as a shop. Other times you'll see them boarded up and they'll be empty, or you might sometimes see them where they are no longer a business, but there's still people living there. Here's a classic look at it with the old kura, the old storehouse. So here's a classic example. So there would have been a shop on the ground floor there, and there would have been the residence upstairs. And that one's vacant now. So obviously there were originally a row of those which they've either been demolished or they've been modified over the years to look like something like that, which is really common as well, where they've modified them, added to them, updated them over the years. They end up looking totally different. There's one, has ended up a barber shop, or it was a barber shop, or it is a barber shop, still operating, just closed that particular day. There's another one that's still open. Actually, that's a mochi. They've got mochi and sweet things like mochi related goods, sweets and so on. So it's interesting. Some survive. Obviously, things like grocery stores and things like that are squeezed out by the supermarkets. There's a good one. You can always see by the windows. The windows and the roofs give you a bit of an idea how old they are. So it's interesting to see the change. This would have been the centre of the town in the past, but now it's just a street that people use to get to other places, and it's just become an old part on the outskirts of town. Oh, here's another. Got to focus on any good kura that we see. How's that for a classic? So another big storehouse. So it's fascinating. And then what you often find is, quite often when you get a road like this one, this runs along parallel to the ocean. And so this continues for a really long way. And so what happens is the different little town centres from the old machi run together. So basically all the way along this road you see things like that. There's an old shop too. You see on the ground floor would have been a shop. Upstairs too by the look of it. So this road goes for maybe 10 kilometres, and just randomly all the way along are little old shops that have closed down, and vacant blocks of land too where there would have been old places that have fallen down. Oh, how's this post office? So obviously it would have been a post office with a residence originally, so the postmaster would have lived there. So how old would this be? And again, it's very hard to tell because they modify over the years, of course. They try to update. So it's probably modified 50, 60 years ago to look a bit more modern. But that would be a really old post office for sure. So it's fascinating, isn't it? And we see these all the time, little old areas like this. Fascinating, isn't it? Anyway, there was that. More videos coming soon.